Hello everyone, my name is Jamie Teague. I'm a student at Kennesaw State University, and this presentation is for my class, IS 8005 Informatics. I'll be giving a presentation on RFID technology. RFID stands for Radio Frequency Identification. Alright, so the goal of this presentation is to explain RFID technology and to analyze how it is changing the business world. I would also like to critically think about its potential in the future. For the layout of this presentation, I will start by giving a simplified explanation of how RFID works. Next, I will go over some of the biggest ways RFID is used. After that, we will analyze the advantages RFID has over its closest competitor, the barcode. Then we will take a look at RFID in the real world and examine several companies that have implemented RFID to improve their processes. Lastly, we will conclude by covering the main points of the presentation and mentioning some potential ways RFID could play a big part in the future. So how exactly does RFID technology work? It all starts with the RFID tags, which we can see a picture of in the bottom right. A lot of these tags measure 4 by 4 centimeters, so clearly these are very small objects. However, a lot of digital data can be encoded onto these tags. This can be any kind of information that the user wants, such as product identifying information or assembly instructions. Electromagnetic waves are used to send data via an RFID reader. Companies can purchase readers that interact with the RFID tags without any physical contact or line of sight being required. This allows the chip to be embedded in the product if necessary. RFID tags can be either passive or active. Active tags are powered by a battery, so they can emit their own signals automatically and over very far distances. However, they do cost more. Passive tags are powered by the RFID reader, giving them an essentially unlimited life, but this means that passive tags can only emit a signal when they receive energy from the reader. Database software is linked within an RFID system to automatically track data. Taking a look at the diagram up top, we can see a simplified version of how RFID tags work. An information-filled tag is attached to an item, then a reader communicates with the tag to retrieve the data from it. This data is stored in a database. Lastly, the received data can cause action to be taken automatically, or it can be evaluated by the users. Now, let's take a look at some of the applications of RFID technology. There are tons of uses for RFID, but perhaps the most common is with inventory management for manufacturers. RFID is extremely accurate when compared to other forms of inventory management, so that's why so many companies are catching on and using this technology now. A company is able to tag all of their products to know where each item is located and how many they have at any given time. They can even look at a particular item, see where it is at in the manufacturing process. RFID can also be used to control or restrict access for employees, students, or whoever. A great example is our own case UIDs. Data about privileges such as door access or printer access is actually kept on a chip inside our card, and when we tap our card somewhere or it's scanned, then that pulls up that information and lets us know if we have those privileges or not. Quality control is also a byproduct of RFID. Tags contain data on things such as production time, so manufacturers can notice an abnormality in these timings, and that could be a flag for a defect. Let's compare RFID versus barcodes. RFID technology has many advantages when compared to its predecessor, the barcode. Starting off, barcodes must be scanned at a very close range, usually about a foot away. However, RFID tags can be read from at least 20 feet away if they are passive tags, and over 100 feet if they are active tags. Barcodes must have a line of sight between the barcode and the scanner. This can cause problems when a barcode is damaged, like the one in the picture below. Conversely, RFID tags need no line of sight, so they can be then secured inside the product or elsewhere to protect them from damage. Barcodes can identify types of items, but RFID goes beyond this by having the ability to identify each individual item. Next, as mentioned before, obstructions are far more likely for barcodes since they must be placed on the outside of the product. The last two comparisons go hand in hand. Barcodes are more labor intensive because they require more human interaction, which in turn leads to human error. RFID can be set up to be scanned automatically, allowing the data to be updated to a database without human input. This eliminates a lot of the errors caused by human input when inputting data. Take a look at some real-world examples of companies and industries that use RFID technology. Probably the biggest users of RFID is the logistics and supply chain, because products can be tracked throughout the manufacturing and delivery process, and all the way to the point of sale if wanted. Big example of this is Walmart. They actually required all of their suppliers back in the early 2000s to go ahead and implement RFID technology if they wanted to continue working with Walmart. Ford is another example. They track their work in process and they keep test data to ensure quality control. Another example of an industry is the food industry, where batches of food can be tagged. If there's ever a recall on those batches, stores can quickly locate them and pull them from the shelves. Pharmaceutical industry is another example. They use this for tracking items and also accuracy when it comes to getting the right item. Next we have the retail industry, which is obviously another big player, and they kind of go hand in hand with the logistics and the supply chain, but they have a lot of future potential. One example of this is Amazon Go. This is a store that's recently opened by Amazon where every item in there is tagged with RFID chips. So you go around and shop, add things to your cart, and you don't have to wait in line. You just walk out the doors. Once you walk out, you're going through a sensor that automatically charges you for everything that you put into your basket. Moving on, we can look at the agriculture, livestock, and with pets. Livestock can be tagged so that people can know where exactly their animals are at any given time, also to uniquely identify these animals so they don't get them mixed up. Similar with this is your pets. You can put a microchip in your pets, and if they ever get lost, you can immediately locate them. Another good example of an industry that uses RFID is the healthcare industry. This is actually very useful things that can help save lives because of the timing of it. One thing is nurses can be tracked, so they can quickly locate certain nurses that are trained in a particular area. Instead of having to call them or search for them, they can know where they are right away. Infants in the nursery are actually tagged for protection, and even seniors in assisted living homes can be tracked in case they wander off. Time to wrap things up. So, we have learned that RFID has a variety of uses, from tracking our lost pets to granting employees access to certain areas of a company. RFID seems to make our lives easier in many ways. When we compare it to the barcode, RFID wins in every category. It's more accurate, has better range, and better tracking powers. We also learned that some of the biggest companies in the world use RFID to improve their processes. We saw Walmart, Ford, and Amazon all take advantage of this new technology. I believe in the future the potential is limitless. I believe more checkout-less retail stores will pop up similar to Amazon Go. In Sweden, humans have even begun implanting microchips underneath their skin. They can access their offices or gyms just by waving their hand in front of a reader. Clearly, the RFID revolution is only just beginning, and there's an infinite number of possibilities for the future.